Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to Watchbox Studios. And this is the first introductory debut official red stamped, can't take it back episode of Dial In with CQ, the watch guy.
And Jay, I love watches.
And we have a special guest today, the most talented of all the watch traders on the floor, I have to say, Mr. Zach Rego.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. It really is a pleasure.
It's going to be a good time. I want to thank all you guys so much for all the support that you gave us in the comments and the views that we got last week. It was good. Definitely, you guys definitely held it down for us, and that's why we're here today. You know, Watchbox is really all about giving the viewers what they want, and you asked for more, CQ and J, and you got it. Full effect.
You guys are the ones who are in the driving seat. You guys are the one who are like pretty much pedal to the metal, making sure that these things happen. So I mean, we appreciate all the comments, all the views, and you know, we're gonna keep on bringing you that content, man. But we do realize that there were a couple, you know, small mistakes in the last show, and we want to kind of like, you know, bring them to light and, you know, get it out there.
Hey, no one's perfect.
That's true. No one's perfect, you know, unless you're Tim Masso. But we unfortunately, those are big shoes to fill, and we stepped short a little bit. So there were a couple little faux pas that we made, especially when it came to calendar watches last show with the new Vacheron Constantin calendar pieces that came out. I think I called the full calendar Perpetual Calendar, you know, because it's kind of confusing.
How dare you?
I know it was a quick look, you know. Like I said, we kind of broke in last show, and we went a little fast. And I think Jay called the date a chronograph, which you know, is a common mistake out there.
It's kind of close, right?
It looks close, you know. If looks were looks, then it'd be the same. So this episode, we're gonna focus all about calendar watches, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. I've got some great calendar pieces today. But first, let's start a little bit about, you know, what is a calendar watch? What is a date? Where did it all start? You know, it's interesting to note that while wristwatches, you don't see calendars until, you know, the 1900s or so, calendar pocket watches have been in existence since the mid-1700s with full perpetual calendars dating back, you know, to 1770s, 1780s or so.
Wow.
So it's very, very interesting how far back it goes. You know, we always think 1900s, maybe late 1800s, but the art of clock and watchmaking goes way, way past then. You know, there were definitely minute repeaters and high complications that, you know, a king or a prince or a princess would use to chime and wake them up and let them know what time it is. You know, after all, you know, sometimes when you rule in a kingdom, you got to know the time at all times, I'd say. So let's start a little bit and talk about the basic types of calendars that are out there.
Okay.
First of all, the most common that we'll note is a date calendar. You know, just something with date. You know, let's do a little quick wrist check. So for my date watch today, I have the 44mm Audemars Piguet Offshore Platinum, and it's just a beast. And you know, I think Brian Goldberg's gonna have to pry this one off my wrist. I just love it so much.
I don't even know how you're getting your hand so far off the ground.
You know, I'm a strong guy, Jay.
It's such a heavy watch.
It is a heavy piece, and you know, I used to wear the 42mm pounder, the rose gold offshore on a bracelet, and I love the way that feels. And definitely at the end of the day, this arms will be a little bit stronger, that's for sure. But, you know, I love it. Great piece. So a date watch, just something that tells you the date, you know, 1 through 31. You have to adjust that at the end of every month, whether it be short or long.
You know, funny anecdote. I had a client who told me that he would not purchase a watch unless it had a date. I try to push him towards a Daytona, which is one of my favorite pieces. But the problem with it is that there's no date. And so it's just like, how is he going to write a check if he can't look at his watch to put the date? And I was just like, wow, you make so much sense. But I'm sorry.
Very functional.
Yeah, you know, just an anecdote.
It is the most functional, and it's very polarizing because there's some people who always have to have a date, and then there's some people who hate dates, and they want their watch just clean, and that's why you see so many chronographs sometimes out there that's just a chronograph without a date. You know, so it's very polarizing. Some people like to see a dial that's just a time.
Sometimes I don't want to know what day it is too, so I get that.
This is true, you know. Sometimes you just want to keep going and just wake up and it's just
it's like a Monday. I don't want to know.
No Mondays. You know, we don't. Mondays don't exist. It's just you know.
It's just a day.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's just a day. So you got your calendar. Then another common one that you see is your day date. A great example of that, if you want to pick up that IWC Ingenieur, I think that one's in titanium, day date. So this one shows you the day of the week as well as the calendar date. So when you write your checks and you just want to know what's going on, the best example of this, of course, would be the Rolex President or the Rolex day date. Always seen in precious metal, and that's probably the day date that's most commonly known. Very good function if you want to know, again, the day and the date. Some people like it. Some people feel it clutters a little bit, and you definitely see a lot of different formations of it as well.
I think John Wall got a few of those.
Yes, John Wall did get a few.
A few.
And, you know, shout out to JT.
Wait, I was wondering, what's the numeric value of a few?
Well, you know, a few, you know, it could be 3 or it could be a few dozen. I don't know.
I think it was 15.
I think you just explained a few with a few.
No,
I'm just saying.
it's a few times a few.
Times a few.
Right?
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
That's true.
You know, you can tell I passed math class, right? So after the day date, you get into a little bit more complex calendars. The one that I made the mistake on is a full calendar. Now, what a full calendar is, and a good example, if you want to pick up that Frank Mueller Master Calendar Magnum Chronograph, which is just a nice big boy Frank Mueller with a full chronograph, it shows you the day, it shows you the date, and it shows you the month as well. But you have to manually adjust these at the end of every month. So you get the full calendar, all the information, and the Vashon, I think, had a Moonphase as well, but you have to correct it. So in progressing, they went from the full calendar, then you went to the annual calendar. And what the annual calendar is, shows you all the information, day, month, Moonphase, day of the week as well, but it corrects for February 28, 29. That's the one, excuse me, that's the one thing it doesn't correct. It knows every other day of the month except February 28, 29. So you correct it once a year, which is not too bad. And then after that, you got Perpetual Calendar, which tells you pretty much everything going forward. I think when you get a nice, complete Perpetual, you go up until the year 2100 where there's a little, you know, mistake in the Gregorian calendar. So, you know,
what was Gregory thinking when he made that calendar?
I don't know. You know,
Greg.
it was
Come
a long
on,
time
Greg.
ago.
Come on, Greg. No mistakes.
But you know, when I come out of my
mistakes.
cryogenic freeze in 2100, that'll be the one time I have to you know, fix my perpetual calendar.
You're such a large body of knowledge, CQ.
I try, you know, large body, and then you fill it with knowledge. You get a little bit of everything, you know.
Very full.
And then I gotta do another wrist check here, 5235. I'm just in love with this watch. I'm double fisting it today because I did not have a watch on the last episode.
My God.
So I had to, you know, make up for that with 2 very heavy pieces right
big
here.
baller right there.
You know, a little bit. The 5235
Plain Jane.
G. I really love this watch. White gold, annual calendar.
Oh my God.
With a regulator.
Look at that.
Regulator meaning the minutes, the seconds, the hours are all told on separate subdials with separate hands as well. So it's just a really, really cool complication. I'm a big fan of regulator watches. You don't see them that often, and you put an annual calendar in it, that brush dial. I don't know. I think me and Brian are going to have to fight to get these off. I think I'm going to have to take these off. These are beautiful watches.
Out of those 2, like, which one do you feel like you'd wear most often? Like, which one do you feel like you could take out any day of the week?
Oh, man, that's a tough choice because they're both pieces that you could really do anything with. You know, I like good sporty watches, and this on the wrist is just heavy, man. Like, you know, we used to live in Miami for a long time, and I could just wear this all day. I'd probably put on a rubber strap as well just to switch it up. But you got so much fun, especially with that black ceramic bezel. You could really play around with contrast a lot. But that 5235, it's everything you want in a watch. It's clean, it's elegant, it's classy, and it just says so much, and it's made by, you know, the kings of annual calendars, so why not? Right? I can't, you know.
But I mean, somebody's wearing something
We're not
that's
worthy.
really dope.
Yeah.
One of us is wearing a very, very cool watch that I'd love him to show. I mean, he's being a little coy right now, but would you show us?
What do you got?
Oh, you mean this right here?
Look at him. Look at him.
So this is my FP Journe Octa Quantium Perpetual. This is just a beauty. It's probably become one of my favorite brands since, you know, working at Godberg and Watchbox. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Wow.
And my gosh, they are doing some awesome things over there. I mean, FP Journe is
I feel like I'm too close to him. Like, it's like, I might touch that watch, and then all of a sudden.
Between Zach and Batman, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're getting overshadowed, that's for sure. You can't.
This is definitely like a Bruce Wayne, you know, kind of watch.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think that might be like a Batman with like a black rubber strap on there. That's more of the Batman style.
I agree. You know?
Oh, like when he's in the suit.
Yeah, in the suit, he'd be wearing that. You know, Bruce Wayne, he's wearing this at the functions and the dinners.
But wait, what if FP Journe is Batman? You ever thought about that?
Honestly, I would not be.
That's a thought, man. You know,
That'd be
small
pretty
productions. He has the bank. He has the technology. He might be in Switzerland, you know.
The Illuminati just texted me, stay right there.
Oh,
okay? Stay right there.
We'll be cutting the show short today. All right, so that's just a little breakdown of some of the cool counter watches. We also have, I'll just pop up this Datograph Perpetual calendar that we brought.
German engineering at its finest.
Definitely at its finest. Really, really classy piece. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
They got a
look at it
little shot
shine.
of that.
Oh.
And it's just beautiful. And then look at, there's a money shot right
Oh,
there.
look at that.
Look at that little city there.
German
that.
silver?
Yeah, this is German silver in there, which is unique, a little bit harder to do, and then it gets its own patina after time. But it just looks like a little, not even a city, man. That's a universe. That's a whole planet, solar system going on right there. Really, really beautiful. With the big date up top as well.
Big date. There's nothing like a
the
big date.
Moonphase. You gotta love it. A lot of information, but still really, really well laid out. Just a nice hefty piece as well. I'm a long fan. The movement's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I might even wear that upside down just to flex the movement.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
We gotta start that. We gotta start the movement of wearing movements. Oh, you see that? And they say I can't play with words.
Trendsetters. Trendsetters.
Trailblazers, right?
Trailblazers. There you go. No problem.
All right, so now we're gonna start with a little kind of segment or game, we call it.
Yeah.
You know, it's called retail golf.
Oh, it sounds
so,
interesting. Wait. What are the rules?
So,
Wait. Are we gonna do price and right rules?
well, for trademark reasons, I don't know if we could talk about
but
this show that was right about prices, but maybe something sort of like that. Basically, I got a few watches here that I've loaded up that these two have not seen, that I don't know I want to talk about, and they're gonna guess the original selling price for these watches. So this should be fun. The first one we're gonna start with is the Piguet number reference 4244. This is commonly thought to be the first Perpetual Calendar wristwatch where the movement was made for Perpetual. There is a Patek Perpetual that outdates this one by a few years, but the word on the street is that was a lady's Perpetual pocket watch movement put into a men's wristwatch. This is widely thought to be the first Perpetual wristwatch that was made to be a Perpetual wristwatch, and I think this came out in 1929.
Wow.
So I mean, just imagine to be like, you know, in the late 1920s, and they are making a watch of this caliber, no computers, pure math and human engineering, and this told you everything you needed to know.
Wow.
You know, it's really just amazing to think. So this came out in 1929. How much was this watch sold?
Wait, do we have to account for inflation?
No, no. That's so. Think like you're in 1929, and you got a few, you know, buckaroos, and you did well in whatever industry.
Okay.
You know, you got a few, you know, shekels out there. You
1929.
Maybe you're an oil man, or you know, I know you found some gold up there in California.
Okay.
And you know, you want yourself a nice watch, and you want a Piguet because they're one of the best in the business. You know. So what would you have shelled out in 1929 for this piece?
White gold, right? I believe it was white gold.
The commentators will correct me.
No, I should go first, of course. Save the best for last, of course. So I'm thinking 1929, the retail on this watch, Perpetual Calendar. Price is Right rules, I want to say 39, because I have to be below the retail.
That's true. If you bust the retail, you lose around.
So 39.
3,900 or
39,000.
39,000 in 1929.
No. 21,000 in 1929. That's my final answer. Final answer.
All right. So 29,000 in 1929. That I don't know.
He's just gonna shoot lower than me now.
Well, if it was higher, I could go 29-1, and then I'd win. But I'm gonna play, you know, this fair. Okay, so I'm gonna say, based off of your reaction a little bit to the first guess,
That's cheating.
that let's go with 14,000. I feel like that would have weighed down somebody's pockets in, you know, the 1920s.
This is true.
And that would have been a, you know, a big baller price for, you know, somebody to have a really nice watch like this.
Okay.
All right. So I definitely wish I had more clients like you who'd overpay on watches. I need those. You know, I love to keep the profit. So this watch in 1929 sold to an avid Piguet collector for 11,000 Swiss francs.
So wait, does that mean we both lost?
Yeah, well,
so nobody
technically.
wins. That's sad.
Capitalism at its finest.
I'll take this quick moment to let you know. I want you guys to really comment on this episode, because what we're going to do for future episodes, we're going to pick 2 to 3 fans, and we'll fight for you. So we'll give away something, and Jay or Zach or whoever is the guest will actually fight for you and compete to win you prizes, because I'm all about giving away the swag on dial-in.
Yeah, we want to fight for you.
Stuff we all get. Swag.
So let's go to our next really cool piece here.
Zach's going first on this one. I'm not falling for this twice.
I think you were good first.
No.
All right. So another very important watch in the world of calendars is the Patek Philippe 5035. Came out in 1996. First annual calendar watch. And again, instead of annual calendar is a watch once set, you only have to correct it on March 1st. It knows everything except February 28, 29.
Okay.
So very, very usable. And this is the basis for a watch that they still make today, the 5146. First Patek I ever sold was a 5146G. I always remember that day.
Shout out.
Yeah. Humble brag?
It's humble brag.
Humble brag.
You know, when I was only like maybe 19 years old. Anyways, we keep going forward. Very, very useful complication. And this is something, again, in 1996, they wanted something that's a little bit less complicated and perpetual, but still very, very usable because sometimes you didn't want to spend that big money. So the question is, what did this originally retail for, last retail for?
1996.
In 1996.
Okay.
All right. So I think you should do better with the inflation.
So I'm 3 years old, and I've got to buy this Patek Philippe.
Yeah, because at 3 years old, you have big decisions to make.
Uh-huh.
You know, just because you're taller don't mean you can just sit around and drink
No,
milk
if
all
I had
day,
the money
like,
at 3, this is something I'm
you gotta
buying.
pull the trigger, right?
All right, so, I'm gonna go with, let's go $48,000.
$48,000 in 1999. Okay.
All right.
The internet was just popping, you know. I think people had some money. They were ready to spend.
You know, I think
was Amazon
that
there yet?
Amazon was not there. It was in like a one room.
Yeah.
And there was
Is that the
something.
picture?
That's the picture where it's just like spray painted on the wall. That's where Amazon was, okay?
Yo, don't let Jeff hear about this, bro. He'll come looking for you. Bezos is not the guy to play with.
The SEO,
Sorry.
he already found out.
Sorry.
I think because there was no internet, maybe like the market might not have been as crazy. So I'm thinking maybe 35,000 for this piece. You know, I didn't mean to undercut you, but I just feel like, you know, 96 maybe it wasn't as highly coveted, and so it was like 35,000. That's
That's fair.
my guess. My guess.
All right. So again, I wish I had clients.
Wait, stop.
23.5. It's 96. It's 96. 23,500.
You know, money's money.
I know, man.
It's worth. That's what I'm saying. It's worth 48.
No, for sure. And,
You know,
the
If you
retail
can't
price-
tell, we love Patek Philippe here. We love Patek.
I was gonna say
you know.
100.
And definitely the modern retail, 100. the modern retail is definitely closer to that price.
They like us as pricing
So,
managers.
you know, maybe you guys might have a little bit more better luck with this last piece I'm about to pull up for you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So instead of a retail price here, we're going to do an auction price.
Ooh.
So
Are we gonna bid?
Okay.
We gonna do a little bit.
so this is the Audemars Piguet reference 5516.
Oh my God.
So this was the first known perpetual calendar that had a leap year indicator. You can see at 12 o'clock it shows a leap year indicator on as well. Nice classic. I'd wear this.
You see that little
today.
Tiffany?
Tiffany.
This particular version won the
Yo.
Tiffany code. They didn't make many. I think they made less than
Swaggy.
10 versions of these as well in the 50s
in that
or
blue
60s.
box, you
So
know?
the question is, this was auctioned off in 2015,
Okay. Oh,
right? So it's a new auction, but
no more excuses, Zach.
people
We
are
have
paying
no more
good money
excuses.
for vintage pieces. You know, things are getting a little bit crazy. Some Daytonas went good in the
Paul
2015
Newman, right?
as well.
Bitcoin is
Paul
barely a
Newman's this
thing.
year.
People are just starting to hear about
Yeah,
it.
oh man,
Okay.
what was
People
it, like 10
haven't-
cents in 2015?
Yeah,
it was
if I
crazy.
had Bitcoin in
Where's the
2000.
time machine? Batman, get us back.
Get us back there.
So what did this 5516 auction for?
You're first.
Oh, damn. So the 5516, I think I'm afraid to overshoot again. So I'm going to be undercutting now. And I'm going to
Remember
go
auction price.
auction
Auction.
price.
Auction.
When you get an auction, people start throwing money around.
Stop trying to throw me off,
know?
Zach. You see, you put Zach on
I
the
would
show
go
and he starts
high.
going crazy.
I would really go up with
I'm
this one.
thinking 75K auction. 75K. I'm going to go under because I know Zach's going to blow his load on this
Stop
one.
looking at me. I'm not.
I want to get the reaction from ZQ.
No
Let's-
reactions.
Those eyes, they're lit up.
I'm stolen all Jackson.
All right, so 75. I think that's a great guess. But I think this piece really got people going. I think they were in their seats throwing that paddle up. Quick,
happen.
you know, it was going well, bam, bam.
action, man.
And then
It's
after a
action.
while, you're like at 100,000, and you're like, what are we doing? I'm saying this went 100,000.
You guys, this is not your game.
Wait, no, stop playing.
So this piece went for 545,000.
So, okay.
Well, yeah,
Thank
so
you
actually
for
you
my
win.
first win. Thank you very much.
If you couldn't see, I rolled my eyes.
Did not go over.
100,000.
Was closer.
He was
So-
400,000 away. Like there was no winners
But
in
in
this
terms
segment.
of all the
There
money
was
out
no
there,
winner.
that's pretty close.
I mean,
right,
if this
whatever.
was soccer, 1-0, that's a good
All right, whatever.
I guess. So,
You
so
win.
Zach wins this
Thank
round. And this is the first of many. So what was really important about this watch, again, was the first one to have the leap year counter on there and just gives you really all the information you could want about the year. And somebody
Real quick, you said $500,000 for that watch, right?
Yes, 545,000. Remember, they only made 10 or so, maybe a little bit less than that, from the 50s, 60s. The real thing with auctions, people forget, is it's not just about, oh, wow, this watch is so complicated. It's the fact that these watches were made to be, last a long time, but they're still today in good working order. They're such amazing pieces and they held up so well. The reason why a Rolex Submariner can go for such crazy money is like, when that first came out, it was a military watch, it was a tool watch. It was meant to, you beat up, you swim with it, you go and you do what you gotta, do your business, and then you come back home. And nobody ever thought it'd be worth, $10, $15, $20,000, sometimes $100,000 depending on the year. So it's really all about the story and the scarcity. And when you have some nice clients out there who want to get something cool,
it's truly
numbers
amazing.
go up. So that was a great first round of retail golf.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, well, it's not.
I love that game.
It's not our fault. All right, so next we have another cool game. It's called Buy, Sell, Trade. So basically, we're going to talk about a few pieces, and we're going to, every day we work with collectors and clients who are trying to get into some watches, get out of other watches, and it's really a big part of our job to help people, figure out which watches they like, which watches really want to wear, what they might want to trade.
You'd be surprised how often, people will come to us and say, what watch would be a good watch to spend as an investment? Like, should I buy the Submariner, or maybe I should get a GMT? What watch in 5 to 6 years is going to hold its value the longest? So we figured, why don't we do something that kind of gives people an idea of what we think might hold value, something that we personally buy to hold on to and not sell, and something that, in the long run, you'd be able to trade towards something you really want to get.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a good way to sum it up. You did a great job, man.
First win of the afternoon.
Well spoken, Jay. You get a half point for that. Put a half point on the board for Jay. All right, so the first piece we're going to talk about is a Patek 5327R. Really, really love this piece. This version came out last year with the brigade numerals. It was available with just the markers before, and I really love it. Full perpetual calendar from the masters of perpetual calendars, in my opinion. Real clean, classy piece. This one we have pre-owned for $58,500, which is great value.
That is the price.
I think it's around 80s to 90s is what this retails for. Wow. So really, really great value. So that's choice number one.
Okay.
Choice number two, we have a really nice Glashutte Perpetual, also in rose gold. Really different layout here, much more spread out, a little bit more readable. Everything on this one is mostly done by disc, which is really, really nice. I'm a big fan of Glashutte Orignal, in-house watch brand, out of Germany, and prices is really, really low for what you get. Really, really low for an in-house brand with not that much, they don't produce that much pieces a year. It's really, really amazing. That particular one we have going for $19,500 right now. Wow. And then last, but definitely not least, we have the Hublot Big Bang King Chronograph Unico Perpetual Calendar. Little skeleton dial there. Almost a photorealistic moon, you can see little craters in there.
That's fun.
And underneath the moon, where it says Hublot, you can actually see through a little bit. Really, really cool, unique piece. And it has an oomph, it has that, when you step in the Ferrari, you want to press the gas, you want to hear that engine roar.
Pedal to the metal.
This is, you feel this when you put it on the wrist. So this is the definitely mix of, high complication with a fusion, art of fusion, Hublot, whatever. Just the mix of both worlds, and it just plays so well. It's young, it's fun, but it tells you all the information that you want to do.
This is a tough one.
And then we have this beautiful art. From Hublot.
Art of fusion. We gotta shout out the art.
The art of fusion.
The art of fusion.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, they're on point with their stuff.
Yeah,
they definitely are.
I'm a big JCB fan, John Claude Bivet. He's my idol. Send me some cheese.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how you know you love.
Yeah, the cheese with the knife, and you pop the case back off. I remember that.
You gotta be lucky.
No, that was somebody else. But anyway.
All right, we'll address that on the next show.
Yeah, exactly. That's for future corrections. All right, so back to buy, sell, trade. If a client came to you and these were his options, these are what he had in his collection, and he said, "Listen, I need to buy, sell, trade. I need to freshen up my collection a little bit. What should I do?" Let's go with you, Zach. What would you do?
This is tough. I gotta say this is tough. The first two, obviously a little bit more similar. Then we threw that third one in there. True. That's a curveball.
Yeah.
So, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the 5327R. That's a watch that I'm going to pass down for generations. I'm going to have my grandson on my lap teaching him how to, read this watch, and I'm going to pass it down to him, and he'll pass it down to his grandkids, and hopefully the value will just keep going up.
That's true. You never own a Patek Philippe. No. You just take care of it.
Exactly. See, you know what I'm talking about. Generational. So, for Regos to come. So, I'm going to sell the Hublot, okay?
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna wear it for a little bit.
All right.
I'm gonna wear it for a little bit.
You enjoy it?
Because it's a big watch.
It is.
It's a watch that you walk in a room, everybody's looking at you because they see something big on your wrist and they want to go and see what's going on with it. So I'm gonna keep it for a little bit, flex on them for a little bit, but I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't want to flex on that watch my whole life.
That's true.
So I get the money from that. That'd be nice. And then I'm gonna trade that Glashutte, okay? Because I think it is a beautiful watch.
All right. So what do you trade it for?
Okay, so I'm going to trade that for roughly around the same price. I'm going to go a two-tone Sky-Dweller, stainless steel, white gold, blue dial. Oh, that's
a nice watch.
Talk about setting the bar high right there.
I mean, come on.
That's great. And a quick note, we can't neglect that the Sky-Dweller is a full annual calendar and it's a dual-time watch.
Yes.
Probably it is the most complicated Rolex that's in current production right now.
Yes.
So it's definitely, we forget that Rolex, way back used to do these nice complicated pieces and a lot of tri-compacts pieces, but there is a nice annual calendar out there, and the new Sky-Dweller is in steel and two-tone. I definitely, I can't knock you on that trade.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
not bad. It's not bad. I think your client would be happy. So what about you, Jay? What would you, where would you guide your client in this situation?
So it's funny because I think I would sell the Patek. I know, this is weird.
What about the generation?
So I really love the Patek, but I feel like the command for the Patek will render me, good money. Okay. And I know that it's very coveted. And so I think that I'd probably get the most money out of the Patek, me personally. I would buy the Hublot. I really, really like Hublot. I really feel like they're a really innovative brand. The thing is it's very specific, that watch. Like if you don't like skeleton and if you don't like black, maybe other people wouldn't enjoy it as much as me. And I'd like to keep that watch and enjoy it and pass on that enjoyment to my family. That's me personally for the Hublot. Now, I would trade the Glashutte, and not because I feel that the Glashutte is not worth keeping, but at that price point, it's such a great buy. I feel like I'd be able to trade towards one of my favorite watches, a Breguet Type 21, the flyback, the rose gold with the brown dial. There's something about Breguet that speaks to me. It's just such a beautiful brand, and there's such great heritage. And that Type 21 is just like, oh my God.
It's a love story between you two.
It's like watching a Ryan Gosling movie with your girlfriend. It's just amazing, It's just
that kind of feeling.
Yes. I think that's the first time Breguet has ever been mentioned in like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Jay and
Breguet.
We're trend-setting. We're creating new waves. All right, we're not riding the old ones.
We gotta get you a Jay Hart's Breguet.
Yeah.
We gotta make that happen. That's gonna
we'll be selling those
put that on the Christmas list, right? That's actually a great. Those are both great options, and I definitely think that if some collectors were there and were in those situations, you definitely gave them great ways to go. One thing I don't want you guys to forget is we are active traders on the floor, and we kind of do this every day. So definitely, if you ever feel like you have some questions about a couple pieces that maybe came out in SIHH or something you just saw on the website and just have a few questions, feel free to email me at cq@thewatchbox.com, and all of our info cards will pop up like right now. But feel free to reach out, comment. We'll definitely help you guys out as best as we can and maybe get something nice on your wrist.
He's lucky. His email is literally CQ@thewatchbox.
Easiest 2 letters in the business.
It doesn't get easier than that. Mine says Jonathan V. Imagine telling people that, spelling it out.
John?
No, it's with an A. It's JONA.
Okay.
Exactly. I go through that every day.
Okay.
People like Zach every day.
Okay.
Imagine that.
We can't all be lucky, man. So just to wrap it up, or wind down.
We were going to talk about different celebrities wearing watches in the wild. Watches in the wild is what we like to call this segment.
Yeah, I like that. Watches in the wild. So yeah, it's gonna be a segment of cool watches. We try to focus a little bit more on calendar watches this episode, but cool watches that we see in the wild, on celebrities, in movies, just watches as people wear them. We often see watches, in beautiful pictures and in auction magazines, and we forget that these are all meant to be worn. These are all meant to be enjoyed. Remember, you know, this beautiful Patek 5235G that I have on here, somebody, you know, went to school for a very long time, an apprentice with Patek Philippe, and worked really, really hard to make this watch and make it beautiful and make it work perfectly. And wouldn't it be a shame if I just left this, you know, in a vault somewhere, collecting dust, hoping that I can make money on it one day?
Well, you'd be surprised how many people we talk to that say, you know, it's just been sitting in a safe, you know, all this time, and this should be on somebody's wrist.
It's a real shame.
It should be on somebody's wrist, telling time, and that's what we're here to help you guys do.
Sometimes I just take this out on a date on like Sundays, and just like have coffee, you know, talk to it, you know.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, it's funny. I have a client in Italy, and he only buys manual wind watches, and like his favorite thing in the whole wide world is on Sunday, he makes an espresso and he winds his watches. And he's like, there's no there's no peace, there's no zen. That's like his yoga. He's like, all he does is he just winds his little vintage watches and puts it through the air, and he hears it coming back to life. And then he's just, you know, he's in a different world, you know, for just a few minutes a day. And sometimes, you know, it's weird, but a watch can just give you so much joy with the simplest things, because after all, like I said, it's really a concentration of human engineering. We you know, humans are the ones who kind of define what time is, and you could say the calendar is really the progression of our race against ourselves, just to keep getting better, keep going faster, you know, because there's no real reason, you know, to have a full perpetual, you know, especially in this day and age where we still see cool models coming out.
Wait, you don't think you're gonna live 100 years?
Well, no. Well, Elon Musk is here, and he's making things. Listen, I have some things out there, and hey, you know, you might see me just out there setting my perpetual in 2100.
I mean,
but you know, those things are the deep
goals.
undercover. You know.
I'm gonna be a 3017.
Oh wow, that's. Will you be here? Or will you?
You
be
heard
on
it here
Mars?
first.
What a millennial over here.
Yeah, you're real.
Well, back to watches and the watch. See what happens. See what happens. We gotta keep the show streamlined. Let's go.
All right, so we got a few cool ones. The first one here, shout out.
Look
LeBron
at that Sky-Dweller,
James
baby.
in the hottest Rolex out right now. I'd say it's between this and the Daytonas, but I want to say this right now is edging them. This is the Blue Dial Sky-Dweller in steel.
You can't get this anywhere right now. Like,
no, I think we had.
You gotta wait on the
we
list.
had one, you know, and it goes like that. You know, we have a black dial up right now. It just brand new. No, you can't get it brand new right now.
Exactly.
No, you're on a list, or you're knocking at your dealer's door, and you're sending him chocolates and offering all kind of bribes, and you're willing to buy, you know, things that you shouldn't buy.
Yeah.
I mean, we had one of these, but it went to somebody important.
I know. Yeah. Went to somebody rather tall, you know, who does something in athletic field.
Athletic field. Yeah.
Sometimes he takes pictures of his shoes.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. He might have a shoe line, but you know, he's definitely enjoying that watch.
I'm sure he is.
And I just really love the Sky-Dweller. I think if you had to have one watch, like if they said, hey, we're gonna put you on the island, it's done. One. You can only have one. If your wife pins you to the floor and is like, no more, just one. What could you not do with this? Where could you not go? You know, if you want to mess around and even put it on a strap, the options are really, really endless with this piece, and it's so complicated. And honestly, just kind of refreshing to see that Rolex still listens to the market. They're still doing stuff. They're not just repeating themselves over and over. It's really good to see that while maybe they don't do leaps and bounds, they do more little skips. It's still nice to see them moving forward and not staying stagnant in the water. You know, that's really definitely refreshing. So that's one pretty cool one. And who else we got here? Let's see. Let's go with another Rolex. Kevin Hart with the Cellini Moon.
You know, I love that Rolex uses Cellini as kind of an excuse to do some different things, you know, because a lot of the Rolexes, your standard date or GMT, but, you know, with the Sky-Dweller being the annual calendar, they like to use the Cellini to try out their new, like, that Moonphase is just, like, anything with the Moonphase, sign me up. Like, take my money. Please, take all my money right now. I want a Moonphase on my wrist.
Somebody come take his money.
Please.
I accept
Now.
all credit cards.
Yeah, okay.
I play the Moonphase. Yeah, and it's nice to see that Cellini line is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
This watch is actually very hard to find right now. They're trickling in and they're going as fast as possible, which is really refreshing for the Cellini line, which is something a kind of a sleeper for Rolex, especially if you go like the ones that have been produced, you know, previous to like 2014 or so. Really not the best movers. They're cool little vintage watches, but it's not really nothing exciting. But with the new Cellinis, they're just nice. The bezels has a nice ornament on them, and that Moonphase, just with the stars and everything. Clean, classy watch, great size, and great to see Rolex doing something on a leather strap that's a little bit more classy and not as sporty as most things they make, that's for sure. And Kevin Hart, who's probably one of the coolest watch collectors out there, who has a true collection, not everything aftermarket diamonds, real true pieces, real high-end pieces as well.
And from Philly?
From Philly, right? Shout
Go
out.
Eagles.
Go Birds, go Birds.
Shout
Taking
out,
the
Go
chip
Birds.
home.
Just thought I had to say that.
Yeah. Where's the squawking? You gotta do like a squawk sound.
No squawk.
Nah, no squawking. I'm a Steeler fan, but I'll represent for today.
All right. So last but not least, we have Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
You know who?
Yo, she's got a lot of good watches, man.
Heavy.
Plain
Yo,
Jane Patek.
Yeah. You know,
Too much sauce.
You could really watch her show, and if you're a watch guy, like, every time she comes on,
It's a watch show.
It really is like an undercover watch show. She has so many crazy pieces. Not not crazy just in terms of like diamonds or whatever, but crazy just as like
I can't believe she's got that.
Exactly.
And that.
You know, and the other thing too. You know, right now she's wearing a 5271P Perpetual Calendar Chronograph in platinum by Patek Philippe, and you got baguettes everywhere.
God bless her.
You know, just
bezel.
flooded with baguettes.
Can she even see the time with all those diamonds like shining in the light?
I'm
She
sure.
has somebody telling her the time. She doesn't need that to tell time.
You know, but it's just amazing. I guess again another really nice complicated piece from Patek with the full perpetual calendar, with the leap year indicator, and a chronograph on there as well. I've sold this the non-diamond version a couple of times. Just amazing. Yeah. Amazing in the flesh. Just a beautiful combination of so many great things. And here with the baguettes, it doesn't. One thing about factory diamonds, it looks good. You know, when the brand does it, it really looks how it's supposed to be. Yeah. This isn't flooded with a bunch of pave diamonds. These are nice VS1 top quality baguettes that are cut the right way, meant to fit the curve perfectly.
It's going to go with their vision instead of, you know, what the aftermarket guy's thinking for it, flooding it with diamonds and all that stuff.
And the value's still there. She'll always be able to get money for this piece put up the auction if she does that.
Big time.
You know what I mean?
But that's really one of those watches you buy to keep, man. In my opinion. That one specifically, you'd buy to keep. It's just the diamonds, the complications that went into that watch. Like, I don't think anybody deserves to have that but me. It's just,
well, you know, I guess you deserve
or her.
You deserve it all.
Whoever.
Yeah, definitely. So that was, I guess, you know, who wore it best?
Watches in the wild.
Watches in the wild.
Watches in the wild. But who did wear it best?
Exactly. I think
out of those three.
Ellen
wore it best.
Come on.
Ellen always wears it best. Yeah. All right, so you know, it's almost time to wrap up the show. I hope you guys have been enjoying this little Sunday feature that we're gonna start doing for you. Hope you know we got you ready to start your day, and hope you have a nice coffee or tea or whatever. Maybe you're watching the Pro Bowl today.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, I know the real game is coming out in a couple weeks, and we'll see the Birds fly high
next weekend,
over the Pats. You know, hopefully, fingers crossed. You know, I want you guys to do one big thing for us. We need you to get on the Instagram, get on the YouTube, and comment.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Watchbox Global, Watchbox Hong Kong. We need you to just comment all over the place. CQ&J, dial in. CQ&J, Zach Rego, ZQ&J, dial in. Because we need you to help us. What do we need them to help us do, CQ?
Well, you know, I have a dream, Jay. And my dream is to get us to Basel. Basel is going to be in late March 23rd, 27th, none of us has ever been to Switzerland. And, you know, I think it'd be great if you guys can help us climb, you know, the Swiss Alps and get to Basel, just bring you guys the best content that we can. Because we can do that. You know, we're not Tim Massa, but we'll get out there and we won't lollygag. We bring you the content that you want right now, right then, right there. So I just need you to get under this video right now, hashtag #DialInBasel2018. I need you to flood all the Instagram channels, hashtag #DialIn2018. And I will keep bringing back Zach Rego to lend his beautiful angelic voice to get us there in Switzerland.
As a little boy in the Virgin Islands, I always dreamed of having Swiss chocolates with my coffee while looking at perfect, movements and watches. And it's only you can send us to Basel, 2018. Comment, subscribe, do anything you can to help CQJ, Zach Rego, dial in the Watchbox Studios.
Dial in, guys, and just to really BS walks and money talks, right? So this is what I'll do. Anybody who comments #dial in Basel or just gives us a suggestion for any ideas you want to see on the show, or just makes a comment period, your name will go in a little bucket, and next show we'll pull it out, and then they'll get a Rolex hat. Let's do that, right?
Let's do it.
We'll give you a Rolex crown hat.
Rolex swag.
Just for saying hi, just for comment.
Green.
But we need you guys to comment. We need you guys to interact. Get on those Instagrams.
Subscribe, comment, do whatever it takes. We need to go to Basel, please. Help us. Help us go to Basel, please.
As you can see, he gets a little emotional.
He does.
And definitely, if you're watching this on Sunday, call the Watchbox Studios office, or the Watchbox office, and me, Jay, and maybe Zach will actually be working all Sunday, and we'd be happy to take your calls, just to chat with you. If you want to talk about some watches, we'll do some special deals. But if you just want to say, hey, while you're watching the Pro Bowl, and
we'd love that.
Give us some good tips, So thank you guys for watching the show and tuning in, and buy what you love. And thank you for watching the Watchbox Studios.